Um, so I want to get on here and talk about the crappy headband that you find on the 3M WorkTunes Connect Plus AMFM and the Solar. The regular ones, the Plus AMFM and the Solars. So last year I got a set of the Solars. I'm like, oh wow, look at what's out now. But with the Solars, you got to have that headband on there because that's the way it charges up. But it can charge up without it. You can take the C-type plug and you can do it that way. And then you got the WorkTunes Connect Plus AM/FM. Of course, you got the antenna that comes out of that one. I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing the Pro Protects. I just decided to keep them on because they were pretty comfortable. I put my little ear flap thing in a way, and so my ears are not recessed into holes. They're not in the recess of the hole, so they're kind of like in between. But anyway, I was trying to use this phone earlier to record live, but it crapped out on me. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try to pull up some 3M WorkTunes Connects, and let me show you what I'm talking about. Now you got the old ones, the old 3M WorkTunes Connects. Not that they're old; they haven't been out that long. Uh, but they're the black ones. Um, and the ones before that one were the 3M WorkTunes, but they were yellow and black. So you got the yellow and black ones, which are the MPV, or just the regular ones, uh, which are just those big, thick ones. And then after that, they came out with the gray set, which are pretty much like the yellow and black ones, but they call them wireless. And there was another feature that they were missing. They were, I think it was you just could hear them use them as a radio type thing. They were kind of a lot like the 3M Pelter Alert, And then what they did with those, they put like a microphone thing and a charge thing there on the black and gray ones with the antenna, and they had of course, they have like a rotary button, rotary thing you can spin it around. And then that stayed out for a good while, and then they decided to go to 3M WorkTunes Connect, which is the same thing, but in this case, it was the same as the black. Well, they wasn't really the same. It's a little bit different, and the headband wouldn't pat it. So they were black and everything, and eventually they came out with the gels. That's when I was saying, right when they came out with it, I said, you ought to give them some gels. Next thing I know, they came out with gels. So you have the yellow ones, then you have the gray ones, and then you have the black ones. So you have the WorkTunes Connect, uh, uh, sorry, the 3M WorkTunes, which is just pretty much a radio type of headphone earmuff. Then you have the ones that you can do with Bluetooth and take calls on. Those are the gray ones. And then you had the Connects, which were kind of like an upgrade of the yellow ones and the gray ones. And then they put a new feature into the gray ones. I forgot exactly what it was. And they kept the black ones, the WorkTunes Connect, out for a long while. And then last year, or a year and a half ago, they decided, well, what we're going to do now is we're going to make solar. So they took the 3M WorkTunes Connect, and then they made, well, what they did was, let me back that up again. They had the yellow ones, which were regular WorkTunes Connect, and you hear radio and stuff like that. And then they had a WorkTunes Connect plus AM/FM. They called them wireless. And so you had the same thing as a radio and all that, but they were wireless. You had Bluetooth. And then they changed those. They took the AM/FM out of them. They had WorkTunes Connect. They had Bluetooth as well, but you didn't have that other stuff on there. They just plain Bluetooth. And then they changed the wireless to they call that the 3M WorkTunes Connect plus AM/FM, while they still had the 3M WorkTunes Connect out. And the yellow ones were just called 3M WorkTunes. And like I said, then they decided to go for the solar, which is 3M WorkTunes Connect solar. And they changed the model shape or whatever. They changed the outside of these straight black ones, and they also had the gels to a different style. They had like a yellow button, then they had like instead of a round button, they had like a little bar. You can still see those on Amazon that you can push. Actually, you can kind of push up and down. Instead of this flat button, they had something that you kind of push up and down. So they had those in 3 in WorkTunes Connect, 3 in WorkTunes Connect plus AMFM, and also 3 in WorkTunes Connect Solar. So your headband was solar. So you can't do anything about that headband on that one. But the other two, if you ever buy a set of those, if you ever buy a pair of those, you can do something about the headband. All you got to do is look on Amazon, or if you want to, you'll have to pay a little bit more money. Of course, that's just the way it goes, you know. You go on eBay and see if you can find yourself a set of these. Or you ain't got to be Optimes or whatever they can be. Anything that's 3 in Pelter that has a headband to it like this or very similar. Or they can kind of be like this. This is what I did on the other video on my live here a few minutes ago. They can kind of be like this. They don't have to be like this. They can be something like this. Or you can also get the X series headbands, which they're kind of dielectric, and you can take them off of those, and you can use those, the little ear cups, for something else later on, and use them to put them onto your 3 in WorkTunes Connect, and our 3 in WorkTunes Connect plus AMFM. But you can't do that on the solars because the solar headband is there for a reason, to charge it up. But let me back that up again. But when you come to the the new 3 in WorkTunes Connect model, you really can't take the headband off unless you intend to destroy the whole thing, because I found that out myself. And so if you're like, oh, I hate this headband, I can't do nothing about it, yeah, you're going to have to probably go back to the old style, when the model that came out before that, the black ones, not with the yellow button or the bar button. I myself hate what they've done with that. It's just it's terrible. And but I think you can do that. I forgot to put my darn hotspot on here so I can get on here. Where's that at here? Yeah, you can't really change the headband unless you intend to destroy it on the oh crap, come on. Unless you intend to tear up the headband, you can't really change them on a new WorkTunes Connect. And I don't know if that's the situation on our 3 in WorkTunes Connect Plus AM FM, the newer ones on those. I don't know if that's the same situation, but because I haven't bought them yet. I can't right now anyway. So these right here, if it'd pop up for me. These right here, you can change the headband on those. And you can also change the headband on, let's see here, well, here he is, it's a better picture right there. You can change the headband on those, and you can make them to like a dielectric, I mean not dielectric, you can get the rubber ones which come on the X series, or you can get them off the Optimes, or you can get them off the Pelter Sports, these right here. I made these for somebody actually. So you can change that headband and make them into this is what I got here. This is what I have here. The same thing. I didn't like them on the Pro Protects, so I took the headband off and put the this type of headband on these right here. These are my Pro Protects, and I found a headband wrap off of there. So you'll have to end up buying a hearing protector, passive hearing protector, and a headband wrap, because you got to have something to wrap that cord apart. You can just leave it loose if you want to, but it'll get in your way. Or you can get like one of those seatbelt wraps, you know, goes across your seatbelt, but it might be too thick. So it's kind of up to you. So you might have to invest a little bit more money. And I understand that the new ones are really nice. The ear cups themselves, where the electronics are, but the headbands are just terrible. And I found that out for myself last year. I hated it, but I had to tear up my headband just to get to what I wanted. But I accidentally stepped on them and messed them up anyway. But these right here is, like I said, you can change the headband on those. And let me find the other ones here. The old 3M WorkTunes Connect. It'll show me the new ones. But these, and the same with these right here, the older 3M WorkTunes Connect, AMFM. You can change the headband on those. But those are pretty comfortable. And let's see here. And but these right here, pop in there. These are the new version of those. I don't think you can change the headband. Now, let me look at it a little bit. No, it's a little harder to do it on those. Yeah, you got to do a lot of pulling up. So I think they kind of got them sealed on there. But the electronics themselves are really good shape. But yeah, I don't think you can change the headband on those. You can't change them on a solar, and you can't change them. You can't change them on a newer 3M WorkTunes Connect series hearing protector, earmuffs, whatever. You can't do that unless you intend to tear them up and put the passive type earmuff headband on there, because they'll fit on them. They'll fit on these. But the ones that came out before those, you can do that on. So again, let me show you what I mean there. So you can change them on these. And you can change them. Let's see here. Why do they call them $148? That's crazy. Let's see where the other ones are. And the older models, these right here. Come on. You can change them on these. Okay. And you can also change them on the headband I'm talking about. 3M WorkTunes wireless. Yeah. Digital. 3M digital. You can also change them on those. Oh, disappeared. There it is. You can also change them on those, but most people wouldn't do that because that headband right there is nice and puffy. But when it comes to the gray ones, they're not puffy. They're kind of straight rubber. And then when it comes to the other ones, the black ones, the first 3M WorkTunes Connect, they're kind of basic again. So, but I've changed them out several times myself personally. But it's just those brand new ones. See these right here, all three of these, you can change the headbands on. You can change the headbands on all three of these. But why would you want to on those? Because I mean they're really nice and they're real soft. But when it comes to this right here, come on, you stupid thing. Sitting there tapping on it forever. You're doing that. There it is. When it comes to that, nope. Unless you want to tear it up and get it real comfortable. What I'm saying is you avoid the warranty. You avoid whatever warranty they have on it. So if they tear up, mess up, break, you can't do nothing about it because you've already taken the headband off and you replace them. So they won't honor the warranty. That's just the only risk, the only downside, unless 3M decides, okay, well, we're going to take them back to what the 3M WorkTunes or regular WorkTunes headband look like, one with a padded headband. That would be great, and but I don't think they're going to do that anytime soon. But until that point, they suck. They suck royally, actually, to tell you the truth. And that's what I did last year. I took the headband off and I replaced it, and so therefore I avoided the warranty on. Well, not these right here, but that's the replacement for the 3M WorkTunes Connect on plus AMFM. So I avoided the warranty whenever I did that to mine. But when I got the solars, I like, hey, this is great. They charge up, they this, that, the other. But I can't do nothing with the headband. So I'm like, that sucks. And it's not like I'm going to be outside a whole bunch doing a whole lot of stuff. And of course, I had this C-type charger, but I didn't want to tear up the headband either. I didn't want to take the headband off just to make them comfortable because that's where another power source came in. So I sent them back. But anyway, that's what we're dealing with. Anything that looks like that now, this type of 3-in WorkTune Connect plus AMFM solar or the 3-in WorkTunes Connect, unless you want to tear the headband up and void the warranty, you can't change them out. But if you feel fairly pretty confident and you get a set of these passive ones like this or something like this, or the X1As, the dielectric, and you feel pretty confident that nothing's going to happen to them, yeah, go ahead, go for it. But you always have to take that wire out, put them on a passive headband like these are, these Pro Protects I got, and take your headband wrap, whether it's a seatbelt cover or kind of, if you want to be real practical, take tape and do it. That's totally up to you. But yeah, it really does suck that they haven't. I wish they would do something with the headband, because just because some of these headbands have like a baseball cap thing in the middle of them, don't make them comfortable for everybody else. They should have some kind of like pilots have in their aviation headsets, like a sheepskin thing or whatever. Kind of put them in that so it pads your head and it also stays on. With these right here, this is a tactical headband wrap that you have for your hearing protectors when you shoot. So I got those off the internet. So those right there, plus the tactical headband wrap, plus the passive earmuffs, tree and pelter. If you get those, plus whatever you're getting in that, uh, besides the newer 3-in WorkTunes Connect plus solar AMFM, you can change them out. You just have to put a little bit more money into getting a cheap hearing protector. It's probably best, like I said, to go on eBay and find you some there, and find you a nice headband wrap, or like I said, a seatbelt cover or something like that. That way you'll have good, nice, comfortable uh, uh, headphone earmuff hearing protectors, wherever, So you'll feel a whole lot better about wearing them, and you don't have to worry about your head hurting, or the tightness, or the pinching down on your skull, or whatever, or whatever problems other people have had. I hated them, but I hated it that whenever I messed up that headband, I was like, I couldn't send them back. I avoided the warranty, so it's probably better not to even. It's probably better just to try to see if you can get the old style that work real good, the ones that came out before the newer models. And there's still plenty of them out there, but that's a whole lot better. But anyway, that's just my opinion on it, and I thought I'd share it. And hopefully, somebody out there can kind of learn from that and get the type of headphone hearing protector earmuffs that they want, and not have to deal with something that kind of feels like it's eating your skull. I wish 3M would kind of go back on that and kind of redesign the headband, because the one they got on the new ones suck. And if they kind of put a type of headband on there like these, it's more padded like the regular 3-in WorkTunes, that'd be a whole lot better. But even the 3-in regular WorkTunes, they had a headband like this right here at one point. Then they went padded. The headband like this, the earlier models, from whenever Arrow Pelter had them, a lot better. And then they went to 3M. Then they started developing to something like this, and they got padded, and it said WorkTunes on top. That's when they really made good headphone headbands, hearing protector headbands. But these new ones, I'm serious though. They will. Whenever I first put them on last year, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wear these. So that's the first thing I did. I wanted a warranty, and then I stepped on it and I broke the darn thing. So anyway, I just thought that might help somebody. Well, I'm gonna get on off here and get ready to go for my in orientation tomorrow. 24 hours a week. That's better than nothing. Hopefully they get me in something more. And anyway, I just thought I'd get on here and to do this little video and stuff. As far as how to make those into 3M puzzle plus furry MS on one video, and to also to acknowledge the headband issue that somebody was talking to me about earlier. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoy it, and we'll hope you have a good one, and we'll see you later. God bless. Take care.